Welcome to the Dawg Chug. Roger, Ed wasn't even supposed to be on tonight, but here he is because I think you have a little bit of something to be excited about, Ed.
I do. The Ohio State Buckeyes are once again the kings of college football. And I know Northeast Ohio, which I love Cleveland. I know I bashed on it, Andy, but I love Cleveland. I know they're all excited. And it's been really wonderful these past couple of days. Now, I know it's been cold. I know it's cold in Cleveland, but the Buckeyes warmed it up. They got the job done. And we'll get into that tonight. I can't not wait to talk about the Buckeyes of Ohio State.
Wow. Roger, how are you feeling about that game?
You know, at halftime, I started watching Matlock, and at no point did I think the Buckeyes were in jeopardy of not winning a national championship. And hey, you know what? People congratulated me, so congratulations to the Buckeyes. We won last year. You won this year. We'll see you in November. We'll see you in November.
And I love, when
congratulations.
It's awesome.
The best thing, I was talking to Jack about this, and the greatest thing about it is it wipes away his birthday, the day he was born, the black stain of being born on January 12, 2015 is gone now. The Buckeyes' last national championship, so that's wiped off of his. So that's no longer there on Jack's tarnishing that day for us, because you won another one. So congratulations, Buckeyes. You guys went through a gauntlet, man. You had to beat 4 teams to win it. So
tough test.
Congratulations.
And when Notre Dame just went down, had that brilliant first drive, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But then the Ohio State Buckeyes responded. They scored the touchdown, and I said, this game is over. And I don't know why I should have bet it right there.
I agree.
It was so obvious they were gonna roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you should think Michigan woke them up. If they would have rolled Michigan and then went on that little break, who knows what would have happened? I think Michigan woke them up, gave them something to think about over that little break before the playoffs started. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, Roger. Can anyone remind me why I have to chug Long Island? I'm not saying I don't. I just don't remember. Maybe I must have said they're not going to win or something. Who knows?
I don't know why, but it doesn't sound like a bad idea. And thanks for the comments, Sports Spins.
I will absolutely chug a Long Island. I just don't happen to have one right now. So we'll do that like next week. Anyway, what a week for Northeast Ohio. That was a lot of fun. And we have a great show today. One of our original super fans of the Dawg Chug is going to be here, which is going to be fantastic. We have a lot of fun little bits planned, but I always like to start off with a little breaking news. I didn't think we were going to get this bit, but Ed, you're here. So rip it.
Yeah, shout out to Candy Corn Man. He wanted an epic breakhead news. I hope I can deliver. So this is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug breakhead news. The Ohio State Buckeyes are once again champions of college football, in part because they used a different formula than the previous champion, Michigan. Instead of cheat the best, the Buckeyes chose to beat the best. The Detroit Lions, poised to get a Super Bowl, pulled a Cleveland and choked. Looks like the first time we'll see these teams in the big game will be Super Bowl never. And finally, Taylor Swift is once again one win away from another Super Bowl. And since the Browns likely can't land Tay-Tay in free agency, Travis Kelce, give her up, then maybe they need to get their own pop diva and acquire Sabrina Carpenter. Please, please, please. And one of the Browns players, just bang her. And this is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug breaking news.
Well done, Ed.
Well done, Ed. If I knew that you wrote those 2 first jokes when you asked if we mind you coming on tonight, I would have said, yeah, I do mind. If I would have known you were going to write those. Well done, Ed. You picked on Detroit. What is that about? You just had to go pick on the Lions.
Roger, I'll be honest with you. I was rooting for the Lions, but when I saw their misery and their pain,
they choked.
Yeah, they choked. But here's the thing: like, if they go to the Super Bowl before the Browns, it's like everybody in Cleveland's like, "Oh yeah, go Lions, go Bills, win a Super Bowl." Right. But it's just other teams winning before us, and I know we share the Great Lakes region, but at the end of the day, Browns first, and hey, whatever.
All right.
Well done, Ed. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, our Cleveland Cavaliers that were choking a little bit down by 10.
Yeah, they are. I saw that.
They're up by 3.
Whoa!
So let's hope they can pull it off. All right. We're going to bring our guest right on because she actually prepared a bit of her own, which is going to be a ton of fun. So everyone, welcome back to the Dawg Chug. Jessica.
What's up, everybody?
Wow. It feels like it's been forever since you've been on. So we're so excited for you to come.
It was,
Dawg Chug.
I'm pretty sure it was last year. I don't think I've been on since last year. So
that's terrible.
Well,
That means you got your brain cells back. Then that's all.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How is it cold in Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was pretty cold, but it's getting back to the normal kind of 30, 40 degrees as opposed to like the 8 degrees it was yesterday and below freezing all day, which was terrible. But the kids still went to school, so that's a win, right? The kid still goes to school.
Fortunately, mine have been off the past few days, which is just great.
Same with mine, Andy.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
All right, Jessica, I think you prepared a top 10. I can't wait to hear it.
I did prepare a top 10. My top 10 is the top 10 team sports or games I'd rather have watched this year than the Browns. Because, it really sucks to live out of town, out of Cleveland, and not be able to watch them. And then when you watch them on TV, they choke. It really kind of sucks. And you don't want to watch it, even though it's your chance to watch it. So I picked 10 things I'd rather have done than watch the Browns this year. Number 10 is underwater hockey. Thought that'd be a good team sport to watch. Number 9 is cricket darts. Thought that'd be another good one. 8, I had marble golf.
Marble golf.
Much more exciting.
I know. And number 7, I don't know why I didn't have this higher, but it was Barbie Fashion Design Challenge.
Ooh,
so that'd be a good one.
Yes.
Number 6 was a Lego obstacle course.
That's awesome.
So that could be a good one.
That's way more fun.
That actually be pretty good.
You drive your little Lego cars through it or whatever. Number 5 is elephant polo. I don't know if you know that's a sport. Wow. So that'd be a good one. In honor of winter, number 4 was snow volleyball. So that could be a good one. Could have watched. Number 3 was just dodgeball. Dodgeball would be entertaining.
Classic.
Number 2 is Nerf King of the Hill. So that'd be a good one to watch. And the number 1 thing I would have rather watched this year than the Browns was a Mario Party online match played by 5 and 8 through 8-year-olds.
Wow.
Oh,
I think I would have rather watched that than the Browns this year. So
is Ross allowed to play in the Mario Party game?
He's at least a teenager now, isn't he? Isn't he a teenager now?
Yeah,
preteen.
So
I think he's still a preteen.
He's a little old for that game.
MC Lawrence declares that one of the greatest top 10s of all time, and I agree.
Thanks, MC.
I agree too,
buddy.
I'm old school, man.
I would love to do the Lego, watch people go through Lego course instead of watching the Browns on Sunday. That would have been way better. So I think we need to produce that show. Who's with me?
I'd rather step on a Lego than watch the Browns.
We got a little bit of time before we have to do that again. So
all right. Well, we like to double dip sometimes. So we actually prepared another top 10 in your honor, Jessica.
Awesome.
And yours was pretty depressing. So we're going to go the other way.
Okay.
These are the top 10 reasons the Browns are going to fail the draft, even though they're armed with the 2nd overall pick. All right. So number 10. Get this right here. In a rare chance we actually draft someone worthy, the player's career will end with a dirty hit playing the Steelers or the Ravens. It's all the time. Number 9. Haslam will declare that he's going to build a dome so fucking awesome. It doesn't matter how shitty the team is, and he's going to order AB to take one of the 2nd-round talent quarterbacks. Number 8.
This plan.
The Barking Browns draft guru, Jacob Roach. He's going to gift the Browns an all-inclusive draft guide with color-coordinated tabs, but unfortunately, AB accidentally used the pages of the binder as TP after a crazy weekend doing coke with J.W. Johnson when he contracted a bad case of the trots. Very, very shameful.
I think Ann Crewberry might have been there too.
That's pretty specific right there. That's pretty specific.
Number 7, Jimmy lost his best source of draft news after, sadly, this morning, the bum on the street of Cleveland froze to death today.
Should have bought a home.
Number 6, AB is going to trade down so many times in this draft that Pro Football Focus will declare the Cleveland Browns has the best practice squad of all time. Yes. Number 5. It's a really tough draft class, unfortunately, because you can't find a long-term answer at quarterback because none of these guys are sexual predators. So it's kind of hard to know which one to take. Number 4, whoever they draft will be declared the Browns' savior by none other than critical fan Nick Carnes. But then 2 years later, he'll suddenly reverse course and usher the player out of town, ignoring a total of 8 million cringeworthy tweets. Number 3, as part of Trump's new order forcing people to return to the workplace, Paul DePodesta refuses and instead quiet quits, and nobody bothered to hire a replacement. Ugh. Number 2, because if we draft a quarterback, he'll have 0 time to throw, and he'll take 1 million sacks. If we draft a wide receiver, we'll have nobody to get him the ball. And if we draft defense, we'll continue scoring 10 points a game. So we're going to fail no matter what we do. And finally, the number 1 reason the Browns are going to get an F in this draft, despite having the number 2 overall pick, is D. Haslam is planning to host a Nazi party in Berea, and fellow Nazi Elon Musk is going to do a book burn, and he's going to toss all the draft prep in the fire. Oh. There you have it.
Wow.
We're the top 10 without talking about the Nazis, really. I mean,
Boy,
that's old school.
I'll tell you, she's into some things, isn't she?
They actually contacted me, the Haslams. They said, stop doing D. Haslam orgy jokes. So I had to go with the Nazi one.
We listen. See, who says we do listen out there, people? We do listen.
All right. So I think that's yeah. We got that. That's our stuff. Nice.
Sandy, that was great.
Thank you. Now we're gonna usually we do the game at the end of the show, but I want to do it a little bit earlier. Jessica, you're going to be the contestant in this game.
Okay.
You were known as one of the biggest super fans of the Dawg Chug. You were always in the comments, but we don't see you on Wednesdays. Now you have a lot going on, so we wanted to play a little game. How up to speed is Jessica on current Dawg Chug shenanigans? So we're going to ask you some questions about the show.
Okay.
See how you do.
Probably not well, but let's give it a
Probably
shot.
better than Roger would do.
Yeah, we already tested Roger.
Yeah,
We only got 2 of these right. All right. Who is Roger's favorite NFL team now?
The Lions.
That is correct.
I unfortunately have notifications on for Roger, so I see a lot of retweets as well as Roger stuff. So I mean, I knew the Lions from that as well.
Nice. Okay.
Full taste of it.
Name 2 guests, if you can, that have been on the last 4 episodes of the Dawg Chug.
The Elfman. Elfman was on.
That is correct.
And Love Buckeyes. Heather was
That
on.
is correct too. Wow. See?
And
There you
Lana.
go.
Lana was on too. I know she was on.
Okay.
She gets my promos too.
Which Browns fan typically comes on the show to do a beer chug when the Browns win a game? Doesn't happen often. This poster has been
It
doing
was
about 2 years now.
it was Eddie, wasn't it?
That's
Eddie
correct.
the chicken guy.
Holy Mac. Wow.
All right.
You don't
Now,
have to watch the Dawg Chug.
When we get done, I'm gonna say that I blacked out like Will Ferrell in Old School.
speaking of Eddie, do you know on what classic episode of the Dawg Chug who won an opportunity to go on a date with Eddie?
Oh,
Obviously, it's going to be a female.
I was gonna say Ed, but
very straight.
Ed and Eddie would have been a good date conversation.
Boy. Oh boy.
Sherry? Did Sherry win a date?
Jerry told us to go fuck ourselves when we got out there. It was actually Yvette.
Oh, Yvette. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Yvette! Out by
Yes,
the way.
happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. That's right. She's
All right.
27 today.
This is a tough one because if you haven't been in the comments, but can you name the rascal that's been making a lot of penis jokes in the comments lately, maybe over the past 6 months?
Yeah, this is double bonus points here if you get this one.
I don't know. I feel like I saw it the last time I did watch, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay. Well,
don't
his name
remember.
is Cronky Dong, and we look forward to making his appearance today. We apologize in advance if he says anything offensive. All right.
I mean, that's why I'm on here, right? You
Can you name
come out with a thick skin.
Can you name the drink that Roger has to chug 4 of for being adamant the Buckeyes had no chance of covering against Tennessee?
Christmas ale. I don't know. I know that at one point it was Christmas ale for something.
Roger, do you remember?
Yeah, their Crown Royal Washington apple in the can.
How many of the 4 have you chugged so far?
Just one. You weren't here last week, so.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So it doesn't count. He's back to 0.
And tonight I don't have one on ice. They're sitting over there, so you're gonna have to wait till next week. Yeah.
Okay. The last one that's open-ended, and then we have some true and falses. What college team did Ed pick most weeks in our football pool?
I'd imagine Ohio State.
It was close, a little bit south of Ohio State. He picked Cincinnati in honor of Rice. All right, now we got some true and false. True or false? Kelly has appeared on the Dawg Chug within the past year. The beautiful Kelly, Ed's wonderful wife.
I say false.
That is correct. He won't let her anywhere near here.
Wow, man.
It's like they say she's like Melania. She'll make a comeback.
I feel like I would have known if she had been on, but
all right. How about this one? True or false? Ross has appeared on an episode of the Dawg Chug within the past year.
I would say true.
That is correct.
Has he?
He has.
It's been a while.
It has
News
been
to
a while.
Roger, right?
He was
I
on
keep putting him in the promo.
But was he on before or after I came to Ohio and met him in person? So I feel like it was before then.
Okay. True or false? For the month of November, the Dawg Chug accomplished our little task of successfully keeping the show under an hour or less for the entire month. Did we?
Bullshit. I call that a false.
That is correct.
Right, no way. With Eddie's closes, with Andy's closes, there's no way.
Yeah, we went
at least 10
an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, finally, you've done very well, but let's see if we can do this one. True or false? We finally won the football pool this season, and the 5 of us split $328.
That's pretty specific dollar amount.
Yeah. It was talked
I know.
quite a bit on the show.
You what?
It was talked about a lot, so.
Yeah. I'll say true that you guys finally hit it one time.
Yes, you are wrong. That was incorrect. We
Greatest
sucked
pool never
as
won.
bad this year as we do every year.
And that you want to do another pool today.
The greatest pool never won.
All right. That was fun. So, Jessica, how is everything going lately? We wanted to get the game in as quickly as possible so we didn't say things that, help you make answers down the road. But how's everything going?
These are good. Work's been real busy. It's been almost a year since I got my promotion to a supervisor position. So I've been living the management dream again. If you guys have been managers before, but it's not as great as people think it is. So I've been doing that.
Who would think that's a good thing?
What was that?
Who would think that's a good thing? I certainly
don't know.
That's not an envious position, in my opinion.
I like people that work with me and for me, but still, being a manager sucks. And then,
have you had to fire anybody?
No, not yet.
Wow. Do you think you'll cry when you do?
No, I think I'll be good.
All right.
I'm actually kind of a not nice person sometimes. You guys might not know that, but sometimes I'm not nice.
You don't lose the locker room like Stefanski, do you?
No, they love me.
Whenever that unfortunate event happens, will you record it and so we can play it on the talk show?
Probably can't do that. Probably get in trouble for that.
There's laws. I
know there's not that many watchers of the Dawg Chug that I might get out back to Oklahoma and where I work, but it would be my luck that it did. So
all the Mayfields watch us, I think.
Right.
All right. Well, if you get experience firing people and we finally decide to fire Roger, will you come on and do that for us? 'Cause
Sure. Well, I was an HR person for a little while, if you remember,
all right.
for the Dawg
Hey,
Chug.
Roger, if if Jessica ever calls a meeting with you at the 4:00 on a Friday, you should start shitting bricks.
That's the only time you fire people, right before or right before a long weekend too. You call people in for disciplinary things right before a long weekend, so you have all weekend to
Who-
stew on it.
Who are
How-
you? Like who are the two guys in Office Space?
Bob,
We feel that the two Bobs. We feel it's better to wait till Friday.
Well, President's Day's coming up, so if you get that call coming in February,
true.
then
that's true.
Nice.
Yeah.
How has Warcraft been going? Have you been playing any Warcraft?
I have been. The new expansion came out, or you probably don't know. The new expansion came out. I don't have quite as much time to play because everything goes to shit when I'm trying to do that. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed playing. I met somebody, not like like to date or whatever, but I met someone questing somewhere, and he's like, "Yeah, it's be great. We're gonna do this crap together when the new expansion comes out." I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't got time for that. I play when I can. I'm not trying to get involved in a bunch of crap anymore. And wow, it's too much work. It's like a second job. If you're really doing like what some of the people do, and wow, like when I didn't have a kid, I had time for that. I don't have time for that anymore. I have to decide what I want to spend my time doing. It's not always wow, and definitely not wow with other people because I hate people. So last thing I want to do is talk to more people when I get home after talking to 13 fucking people at work all day. I'm not trying to
That's
talk
why
to
we
more
get
people.
along. You're just as misanthropic as I am, man. I hate humanity.
Wow.
Right.
You guys have to drink up. That's what I said.
I have my water.
All right. Well,
I like that.
let's get some good dialogue going. We have a great group here. Let's start talking Cleveland sports. So Ed, I'm going to turn it to you.
Oh wow. Okay. That's right. It's time for our favorite segment. It's what the Dawg Chug is known for, a game with so much acclaim. And yes, I did give it its name. But tonight, Andy gave it its statements, and he gave 4 great statements. We will begin with Jessica with the first statement, and that great statement being Brown's best option to address the quarterback is to take a national champion and draft Will Howard in the 3rd round.
Oh, before we continue, is Roger allowed to sip today?
Oh, that's up to Jessica.
He can sip a maximum of 1 time. I'll put a caveat on it.
Okay.
Sip a maximum of 1 time.
Look at my Edmund. I had it out in the ice. I had it out in the snow.
Wow.
That's nice, huh? What am I allowed to sip? The frozen Edmund? It's like Edmund's
One time.
You get one
Yeah,
sip.
one time. One
Okay.
sip.
Once you use
the
it,
whole
you
game.
can't sip again for the rest of the segment. So use it carefully.
All right.
All right, Jessica. So we'll begin with you, Jessica. First statement. Are you sipping, spitting, or
Said enough of the nonsense.
it's
Let's get
tough.
on with my game.
I'm gonna have about the beer. I'm gonna. Man, it's tough. I'm gonna spit. I think on that. So I do think it would be good to draft him. I don't know if that's our best way to address the quarterback situation. The odds of getting a rookie to come in and be amazing aren't always great. So I don't think that's probably our best bet. I think we probably need to maybe look around the league, see who might be getting dropped someplace. Maybe. As much as I enjoyed Jameis Winston and his locker room talks, he was great, very entertaining. He wasn't quite the guy that we needed him to be, like on the field. So I think that maybe drafting him is great. Get Will Howard out there. But will he be another DTR who did really well in college and did do as well in the NFL? I don't know. Guess we'll see. But I don't think that's our best option for like a starting quarterback.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm gonna chug Andy because you're giving me softballs here. Of course, it's the best option from the Ohio State, a national champion. But here's the deal with the caveat of drafting Will Howard in the 3rd round, kind of like doing what Washington did when they drafted RG3 and then got Kirk Cousins, I believe, in the 4th round. I do believe the Browns need to draft a quarterback with the second overall pick. But I would not mind taking a flyer in the 3rd or 4th round on somebody like Will Howard, who's 6'4", 236 pounds of just pure national champion, something Cleveland needs. And so I do believe that the Browns' number one position obviously is quarterback. And I think not once but twice in this draft wouldn't be a bad thing to do until you get it right. So, and Will Howard, I got to chug on that one again, Andy. Thank you for that one. Roger.
You know what? I'm gonna have one sip.
Yeah.
Let me look at the rest of them. No, I'm not gonna do that.
No cheating.
I never look at them until they're red. You know what, man? I'm gonna chug on it.
He's a Buckeye now, Andy. He's a Buckeye.
Just because, no, because you know what? He plays under center. He can turn his back to the defense. I can see him in Kevin Stefanski's offense. He's gigantic. He's a big, strong kid. I don't care where he went to college if he can win a Super Bowl for the Cleveland Browns. You know, if they can get him in the 3rd round, they can take the number 2 and drop back and then go get Mason Graham, number 55, and put him on that defensive line, and then go get Will Howard. I'm all for it. Let's go. I'm chugging. He impressed me. He made every throw in the game, man. Yeah, what's wrong? I don't care where he went to school. He's a big, strong quarterback that can run play action and turn his back to the defense. I'll take him.
Wow. Love the answer. Andy.
He played his ass off in the playoffs. He was fantastic. Yeah. Did so many things great. And he'll be a hero in Columbus. He'll be remembered in Columbus. But you remember a guy named Dwayne Haskins that played really well in the first time I think the college playoffs happened, and we didn't think they had a chance, and he played great, and then he went to Washington and didn't play very great. I think he's a great college quarterback. I think there's a time you should draft him. I don't think it's the 3rd round, especially with the Browns having a high 3rd round pick. I don't like that at all. And there's so many homers on X. Just love to draft Ohio State Buckeyes, and
but he's a different quarterback.
Well, look, I think he has value.
I'm sorry, Andy. I didn't mean that out loud.
No, I appreciate it. I think he has value in the NFL, and I think he'll be a good player. He has a chance to be maybe a special player, but I just I think everyone just saying we have to draft this guy after that game is just a little obnoxious to me. Like, go through the process, evaluate the guys. If you love them, fine, do what you got to do, but don't just take him because he played great in a college game. Don't forget, Ohio State had the best roster in football this year. How many other quarterbacks would have been able to win a national championship with that roster? I think probably a couple. So I'm spitting on this one. I like Will Howard. I'd be excited if we draft him, but I'm not taking him high in the 3rd round. So,
see, I'm not a homer, Andy. I would have taken him after the Oregon game.
I'm not talking about you. You didn't post we have to draft Will Howard. I saw a lot of that out there. And, I rolled my eyes.
I want to say I agree with you on every player that there. Listen, Bucknuts wanted to draft a kid. He's the safety for Tampa Bay, I believe. The year we took Delpit. And his dad played for the Buckeyes. He played for Minnesota. What's his name? Winfield, right? Or
Oh, yeah.
He's the safety, but he got drafted after we took Delpit. He was on the board also, but Buckeyes wanted him just because his dad played here. It drives me insane, Andy. But I agree with the one thing about him is if it was Braxton Miller or Cardell Jones or any Buckeye RPO type quarterback, I'd agree 100%. But this kid's more like a Joe Burrow where he can run play action. That's the only reason that I want any quarterback that can run play action. I hate RPO. I hate the run out. I hate it. Give me a big quarterback. That's the only reason. Normally, I'd be with you on this 100%.
I'd like to respond to that.
Yeah.
How many teams in college football had a running game and a line is fucking amazing as the Ohio State Buckeyes? I think like he's not going to get that on most NFL rosters, probably not the Browns roster. I mean, it's such a luxury to have. If you have that kind of running game, it's easy to make the big throws because they're usually like pretty open. I don't know.
I agree. That's what I say about the kid in Florida, in Miami. So, he's got no defense. He's playing against nobody. It's easy to do it when you're playing against no competition. He's playing against California, for God's sakes, the Golden Bears, or whatever they are.
Breakhead news: Devin Brown, Ohio State backup quarterback, is going to Cal, so he's transferring to Cal to play for the Golden Bears.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything more for this statement? It's such a great statement, and it always brings out the, what I'm saying. I want to make sure that. Yeah.
Not about this statement. I just want to point out the Cavs unfortunately lost by 1 point.
Whoa!
1 point.
Yeah. But
they were down a bunch of people, though. They had, yeah.
Well, there goes the championship. We're on to statement number 2 now.
Is it?
It should be are the Cavs going to win the game tonight? Hopefully that's not one.
Right. we're spitting on that one now. Mel Kiper selected Colorado standout wide receiver cornerback Travis Hunter to the Browns. This is a great pick for us. And I'm going to go the other way. We'll start with you, Andy, on this one.
All right. First of all, look, if we're not taking one of the quarterbacks, and I don't want us to take one of these quarterbacks, I mean, that's my stupid analysis. I don't know shit, but these guys don't seem like the quarterbacks you take at the top of a draft. I think that's just my feelings. If we're not taking him, then I want the Carter, right? Abdul, the defensive guy.
The defensive end from Texas?
Penn State, right?
All right, Penn State, I'm sorry, Penn State, yeah.
He'd probably be the guy I'd want to take at 2 if we're not taking a quarterback. And again, I don't want us really to take quarterback. So I want us to trade down. I think just taking a wide receiver at 2. I mean, he's got to be like the Cincinnati Chase. What's his face?
Jamar Chase
or the Tampa Bay Evans. I mean,
or Jefferson or somebody like that.
Fucking good that you just changed everything, and I think that's too much pressure to put at number 2. And ultimately, I hate the idea of taking a wide receiver that high when we're probably going to have mediocre to shitty quarterback play next year. And then he's just getting off to a bad start because you can't get a quarterback that can get him the ball. I know we're supposed to get our quarterback weapons and everything, but I just feel like you're setting up a player to have a bad start when he has all this pressure to be number 2 worthy and just kind of has a mediocre year. So I would not go that way. I love the player. I think he is super talented, but I think you need to have like the Joe Burrow to make him a star. Yeah. And obviously the Browns don't have that if we're passing a QB at 2. So I'm going to say trade down a little bit, like go to like 6, go to the Jets, something like that. And you'll still get a great player. Hopefully you'll get their first round pick next year. A team like the Jets or the Raiders are going to be really shitty next year. So that'll be a great pick, hopefully. So I like that idea, even though everyone hates when you trade down, but I'm not taking a guy like Travis Hunter, or I'm spitting on it. So.
Wow. That was a great answer, Andy Barry, with his trade downs. Roger.
You're just going to bounce around, aren't you?
No, I'm going. You're going
counterclockwise.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm spitting on. I don't think Mel Kiper's ever had anything right, has he? If you look at his drafts, none of them. You know what I mean? And it's just something to talk about. What are we, 2 months away almost? What's Candy Corn saying?
He's
saying
been
in my mentions on. I'll tell you what. That's the. Yeah. Jackson
Mahomes. That's funny. That's funny stuff. Shout out Candy Corn.
Andy's 100% right there. You know what? Wide receivers you can find wide receivers in the second round. Andrew Berry believes he can find cornerbacks in the second round, third round. You don't waste a second round on a wide receiver. Not with our roster. You know what I mean? If it was 2021 or 22, maybe you go and get a wide receiver. You know what? Andy, we have no quarterback that's going to throw to him. They're going to trade that pick back. They're not going to take one of the quarterbacks. The last thing in the world they should do is take the wide receiver from Colorado, to solve all our problems. I spit. Didn't I already spit?
We
Yeah.
can do it again.
I think I did. Biedman's
did.
kicking in.
You
And
did.
can I just say one thing about
Yeah.
Roger Nainzer? Mel Kiper is watching the show, and he just wrote that he's forgotten more about football than you, Roger. So he was very angry that you put him down like that.
That you know what? I was on the lineman lounge. And those guys do a great job and they know football. Me, I'm just a wisecracking casual. I don't know anything about any of the wide receivers in yet. I can't name any of them, but I know the quarterbacks because that's what you need. You need a quarterback. And we're not going to get one this year. You trade the pick. If they pick a wide receiver, they might as well just hand in their keys to the building because they're done. All of them if they draft a wide receiver. So
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go make it 3 for 3 right now and spit as well. Because I believe this. Wide receiver at number 2, I do believe is always high. It's always high when you go that, and they have to be a stud. They have to be like Jamar Chase. They have to be like Jefferson of Minnesota. I think Travis Hunter is a very, very great athlete. I do. I think he's like Charles Woodson was of Michigan. But here's the thing, like. I hear a lot of people say, and I'm not a draft nerd or an expert. That's not what the show's all about, thank God. But he's not exactly the best route runner. He got away with it in college because he's playing against inferior athletes where he can use his extreme athleticism to beat them. Also, too, if you're going to draft him, I'm almost inclined to make him more of a cornerback. I mean, Newsome, let's be real, I'm kind of sick of Greg Newsome. Denzel Ward is always one hit away from like never playing again or remembering his name. So if you are going to go with that, you almost have to make him a two-way player to get the value at number 2, because I think over time he may become and develop into a number 1 wide receiver. I don't think he's quite there yet, especially with his route running. And then at cornerback, I think that would be a need for us, but it's not one that you would take at number 2. It's quarterback, or trade down and get the best player available, like Roger said, Mason from Michigan, or Abdul Carter from Penn State, if you want to just shore up the defensive line, because you're getting a stud. All I'm saying is whoever you take in your first pick, you have to hit on him. I don't care what position, but he has to be a starter. He has to be a stud in 2025. Myles Garrett has made it very clear to the Browns that he doesn't want to rebuild. And the first way to ensure a rebuild is to fuck up the first pick in your draft year in and year out. So they can't do that. So that's why I'm spitting on that one. Jessica.
Nice.
Well, I'll be honest, I have no idea who Travis Hunter is. I'm sorry if you're watching, Travis. I'm really sorry about that, but I don't know who you are because I don't follow college football. But I will say that I don't think a wide receiver is probably our best pick. We've talked about the quarterback situation. Like Justin Jefferson's amazing. Could you imagine if we had Justin Jefferson with the shit show we've had at quarterback? I mean, I'm really kind of sad that Jerry Jeudy had such a great year. Could you imagine how much better it would have been if we had a quarterback that wasn't a piece of shit like the whole year? Like, I mean, I think we would be doing disservice to somebody to do that. I know that you want to get the best players, but I don't think that's what we need. We talked about defense. I'm a defense girl. I've talked about that a million times. But we've got some older guys on the offensive line too. I think that if there's some offensive line talent out there, we might need to look at that. But again, I don't follow it. I kind of watch the draft a little bit. Like, don't come to me for my draft picks. I don't have mock drafts, so don't follow me for that content. But that's what I'm saying. I'm going to spit on it because I don't think that's the best plan for us.
Well, that invokes before Roger. I'll let you go. But we got to do this. We have to all take a chug, because if we all agree, we all chug.
Yeah.
Roger, I'll go to you with your comment.
I just want to say, Jessica, I don't know anything really about him either, that he played with Sanders' kid. And somebody had the nerve to compare to the great Charles Woodson. If Charles Woodson's in the draft, you take him number 2.
Absolutely.
This kid ain't Charles Woodson. I'll chug again.
I'll chug to that one. And I'm a Buckeye, and I'll chug to that one.
He's not Charles Woodson.
He is not a Charles Woodson. We will move to statement number 3, and this is Andy. Thank you for this one again. We'll start with Roger, coincidentally, being a Michigan man that he is. But statement number 3 being Ryan Day will still be the head coach of the Buckeyes 3 years from now. Roger.
I'm going to chug on it.
Can I answer for him after you chug? Because I know the answer then.
Absolutely.
Once again, they have lowered the bar on beating Michigan, and they expanded the playoffs. Michigan and Ohio State, Penn State, probably UCLA. Washington. All these Big Ten teams are going to dominate the playoffs. They're going to make a 12-team field. I'm not knocking on the Buckeyes, right? But you're going to get in with 2 losses. And Ryan Day is his overall record, even though I dispute college overall records for any college team because you play Dayton, you play Miami of Ohio, you play Michigan, play Central Michigan, they play fucking Kalamazoo, fucking Tech. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a soft sketch. So it's hard to judge, overall record and all that in college football right now because the level of playing field isn't even. But I will say that because of that, the Buckeyes are going to be just like the other Big Ten teams. They're going to be in the college playoffs. Ryan Day will keep his job because his winning percentage in the regular season is going to be fucking ridiculously high. The loss to Michigan is not going to mean as much. And these teams are going to go back and forth. Ohio State's going to win Michigan. It's going to be like the old days where we win at home, you win at home. We win at home, you win at home. And that's what's coming. I think Ryan Day will be there as long as he wants to be there now. And I think that's all because it wasn't a 14 playoff field this year or going into the next year. If say he didn't make the playoffs and lost to Michigan 2 more years, he don't make the trip. But because of the extended field, because of the landscape of college football, Ryan Day will be in Columbus as long as he wants to be in Columbus.
Great answer. I'm chugging on this one. I'm chugging, and I'm going to toot the horn of the Ohio State University. Ross Bjork, who became the athletic director after Gene Smith retired July 1st of last year, came in and was very impressed with Ryan Day. And let's talk off the field stuff. Ohio State, when it comes to their players, they have the best GPA in all of college football. They have a bunch of leaders out there that, say what you want about their Christian values, because I see a lot of people on X attack the Buckeyes for being Christians, which I think is ridiculous. It doesn't matter what your religion is, they're good people. They're going out and they're doing good things in the community. The Ohio State Buckeyes I saw today is the highest, if you put a monetary value on them, at $1.96 billion. That's how much they are. So, Ryan Day is not just what he does on the field. It's what he does off the field. It is he's a CEO basically of the Ohio State Buckeyes, which is like a corporation. So now let's go on the field. Now let's talk about Ryan Day. Can't win the big one. Well, what did he do this year? 6 out of the 10, he beat 6 AP top 10 teams. 4 out of the 5 final AP teams he beat. He won 5. I mean, the things that he did this year, not winning the big ones. And then now let's talk about the historic run to this national championship game, beating Tennessee, beating Oregon, beating Texas at basically Texas. That was a road game. How ridiculous is it that Texas in the national semifinals basically gets a home game? We went into their trap and we walked out of that trap because we wanted the Buckeyes. And, shout out to Ryan Day. And it just proves that, time will finally show that he is a great coach. And to Roger's point, yes, he has struggled against Michigan. He did beat Michigan. It's not like John Cooper where he went 2-10-1. I mean, his record isn't great, but Michigan didn't come in 2020 because you were scared of COVID. You're scared to get your ass kicked. That's what really was the case. So we'll see. And you know what? This makes it great. Next year, November, in the big house, we'll be talking shit. But I want to say this to Roger. And I don't want to say this on Twitter, but I'll say it on Dawg Chug, maybe we got 1 or 2 viewers. Thank you, Michigan, because you woke the sleeping giant that is the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that ass kicking that we took didn't wake the players up because it wasn't on the players. It woke the coaches up in Ryan Day, and that's how they got it done. So thanks, Michigan. We'll see you in November. Jessica.
Man, I took the night off tonight.
I think it was pretty clear I didn't watch college football, so
well, Ohio State won.
I know that. I do have Twitter, even though I blocked a lot of college Ohio State crap because I got tired of seeing it. But I didn't go to Ohio State. I did go to college in Ohio, but not Ohio State. So I'm going to sip on this because I don't really care. and if he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. I've seen a lot of fire Ryan Day tweets and a lot of Ryan Day's amazing tweets. So So that's what I'll go with. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. And I'm not going to care either way.
Okay. Well,
Jessica, I love you. That was an awesome answer.
You'll be healthier for it. Now, I'll say one thing. Maybe your choice of Cleveland Browns when it comes to pro teams, maybe that needs some readjustment in the future.
It's tough. I grew up in Cleveland. It's just there. It's just always there.
Yeah.
I could become a Chiefs fan, but I just can't because everyone here loves the Chiefs or the Cowboys, and it is not my jam.
You'd have to become a Swiftie as well. Statement number 4.
Whoa! Andy didn't get to.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah. So, by the way, like watching Ryan Day like celebrate the way he did, like ripping that equipment off and just throwing it, like I'm hard pressed to remember a coach that was that geeked out, that excited, looked like a little kid. It was awesome. And I've heard so many amazing stories about Ryan Day's struggles to this season, and it's pretty cool. I think he's a great guy, whatever, if I'm buying into what I'm reading. However, another thing I want to say, I've been very critical of Ryan Day for the last few years, and look, he proved me way wrong. It was put up or shut up time. They won the national championship, so props to you. I am a Buckeyes fan. That was awesome to watch. What a great day that was. What a great day Monday was. That was awesome. But I want to also point out, here's what happened though. We had a giant shift in the way college teams are built. We used to have people that recruited, that put their ass on the line to convince kids to come to their college. And now we're in this NIL where you could buy players. And unfortunately for Ohio State, I think we were the most desperate big program at the time when NIL really kicked in. So we put the most emphasis in that direction, where other teams couldn't really do that because they made commitments and they wanted to, live their word. They're going to make a shift. All of college football is going to make a giant adjustment. I think what happened this year was all the teams were, because you had NIL, the teams were more balanced than I think we've ever seen. I mean, it was a great 12-game playoff situation because I think all those 12 teams were, for the most part, very, very close. I think Ohio State had the most talented roster. I think that's pretty easy to accept. And Ryan Day was in the position where he was coach. So ultimately what I'm saying is, as the other teams figure out how to incorporate the NIL and to get their talent that way instead of doing it through conventional recruiting, football's going to get a lot harder, in my opinion. And you're going to really need to rely on having great coaches. Ohio State isn't going to accept mediocrity. So I don't think he is going to prove that he is among the best of college coaches. And I could see him being tossed out within the next 3 years. That's just my opinion. Props to you, Randy, for winning it. You'll be a hero in this town forever. But yeah, I'm spitting. I'm chugging. No, what am I doing? I'm spitting that you'll be here 3 years from now.
Extend Ryan Day.
Well, I will say one thing, Andy. Oregon and Texas spent more money than the Buckeyes did this year on NIL money. I think everybody talks about the $20 million. The Oregon Ducks spent $23 million, and Texas spent roughly around the same.
Right. I wasn't aware of that. So
yeah. But look who the final teams were, to your point, Oregon, Texas. So the ones that spent the money, I mean, to your point in what you're saying about the college football landscape, you are absolutely right, Andy. You're not wrong. So, and sorry about almost I get so excited. I get so excited about Ohio State. Yeah. Roger, go ahead, Roger.
Well, I just think what we're coming to eventually is going to be semi-professional teams sponsored by universities. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's where we're headed. And I think we should be headed to a league of 40 teams that just play each other through a season. That would really be a level playing field of college football. You know what I mean? I just where everybody's spending money, and that's where I think, whether it's a league or not, I think that's where we're headed. University sponsoring professional teams. I don't know.
What I get more upset about.
It takes the amateur competition, just the whole idea of collegiate amateur football is gone. you know.
Well, Andy, I got a question. I'm going to pose a question to you. What's more upsetting, Ohio State spending money or the Guardians not spending money?
Well, obviously the Guardians not.
They spend money today.
They did
Oh,
spend
they
money.
got a pitch. They did get a reliever today.
Hey,
It's
it-
that.
I- it was-
Speaking of, that's a good segue into.
Yeah, that's what he saw what I did. Roger, you're getting he's understanding. Statement number 4, the transition that Roger just alluded to. The Cavs have overtaken the Guardians as being the closest Cleveland team to a championship over the next 5-year window. I guess we'll start with me. Yay. Especially after tonight's loss by the Cavs. Way to go, Cavs. You made it a chug. You made it a sip because you can't beat the Houston Rockets. No, I think the Cavs and the Guardians, I would have put them at equal footing. But then the Guardians offseason has kind of been disappointing. The Cavs, you look at their roster, I think it all depends on what they do coming. We don't really know. I mean, the regular season. How they do in the playoffs. Do they get past Boston? Do they get to the finals? What happens? I mean, they're going to obviously probably get home court, but I think this playoff season will tell us, in the window that Andy's alluding to right there. Guardians, obviously with baseball, I mean, they could go up and down. They could lose 90 games this year, or they could win another 92 games. I don't know. Baseball is one of those things where it just seems like the consistency with a roster that doesn't spend money. And that's the problem with the Cleveland Guardians. They consistently don't spend money, and they're always on the cheap. I think they have a great farm system. I think they do more with less. But I don't know if that's obviously the sustainability of that. And when you're talking especially about a 5-year window, where the Cavaliers, obviously, as long as you have Mitchell and Garland and Mobley, I think that window is, sustainably, the floor isn't as low as what the Guardians could reach. So I'm still going to give it to the Cavs probably, and that's why I am sipping on that one. Jessica.
Hold on. I have to read the statement again before I choose what I'm
Fair
doing. I'm waiting for it to scroll by again.
Hurry up.
I know. Speed it up. Speed up the ticker. I'm gonna spit on that because I still believe in the Guardians. They did get rid of some people this offseason. I mean, I know that we need pitchers and stuff. It still hurt to see some of those people leave, though. But that's from like a heart standpoint. That's not from like a team winning standpoint to a degree too. So I still believe in the Guardians. They were still one of the funnest teams to watch. Plus, I can't watch basketball. I can watch baseball though, thanks to T-Mobile and their free MLB TV. So I'm able to follow them a lot easier. So I'm going Guardians. So I think Guardians are going to be the ones to do it.
Andy. And Andy, we're going to skip Roger so you can go twice.
Fair enough. All right. So, look, I love what the Guardians are doing, and I love that the Guardians have so much flexibility. They have such a deep farm system. They can make trades. They can bob and weave. Like who's the boxer that did that? Anyway.
Oh, Muhammad Ali.
All of them.
Like that's the situation the Guardians are in. Like whatever they need, they should be able to go get and complete the puzzle. But what I'm looking at right now is still an incomplete puzzle. Guardians have some work to do. We still have to figure out some answers on the players we have to really make a team that's competitive with the elites. And, I'm just not seeing that they've hit that threshold yet. Cavs, on the other hand, we needed Evan Mobley to take the next step in his game. We needed Darius Garland to prove he was worthy of the contract we gave him. We are seeing that. Like we are giving what's his face? Spider, the roster he needs to be able to be the stud that brings us championship to Cleveland. And the reality is these guys are here for the next 5 years. I mean, I know Spider's only here for 3, but if this team is what I think this team is, there's no reason they won't. He wouldn't come back. So I really feel like the Cavs have a long window with great young talent that has taken that step to playing at an elite level. I know we haven't done it yet. We have to go to the playoffs and prove we can beat Boston, but I believe they have the talent to do it. And if it doesn't happen this year, because maybe it won't happen this year, maybe they have to learn how to play basketball at that level. they still have next year and the year after that and the year after that to figure that out. So I believe the Cavs will be the next Cleveland team to win a national championship. They're the most likely, I should say. So I am chugging on that.
Nice. Roger.
Glad I saved my sip. I'm glad I saved my sip, and I didn't. I'm going to sip on this one, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute.
Please make it 2.
The Guardians were missing one. Or, I'm sorry. Let's start out with the Cavs were missing one thing, and that was coaching. And they got that on the offensive end. These guys are playing together. There's nothing you really want to add to this roster. You know, you got the NBA All-Star break and the trade deadline coming up. You know, and then you get into positioning for the playoffs. I think they're going to be the number 1 seed, the Cavs, but they got to get past Boston. You know, even not needing to add anybody to, maybe you need an off guard, maybe, but there's nobody out there available. Am I right, Ed? Is there anybody that can add that's
Cam Johnson, Cam Johnson,
Butler, Jimmy Butler? What the fuck is he going to do for you? You know what I mean? I can be Karis LeVert, you know, and let him play. I don't think the Cavs can get any better roster wise, and they still have to get past Boston. Whereas the Guardians, I've said the Guardians are going to win their windows 25 to 28, 25 to 28. They went out and they got a pitcher, and they recouped all this money by the Jimenez deal, by the deals that they made, and the Straw deal even gave them money. They're not going to spend that till July. Other than they went and picked up a bullpen piece, a 34-year-old Paul Sewell. He's just a veteran that's going to give you a solid veteran presence in the bullpen. What I'm going to tell you is back on August 3rd, Stephen Vogt left Xavier Curry in a game against Baltimore on a Saturday night because he knew his bullpen was going to be spent before October came. You know what I mean? And that was the turning point. That game stands out in that season last year as them recognizing that we didn't have enough starting pitching. They got 11 arms to fill 5 spaces this year. We didn't lose to the Yankees because we didn't have a right fielder or somebody that can hit right-handed pitching. We lost because we didn't have pitching, you know, and that's what they've gone out and done. We're this close. I think the Guardians are going to win a World Series before the Cavaliers win an NBA championship.
Whoa.
I think we're going to win 20, 25, 26 is our window to win a World Series. You got to do it before you lose Quan. Quan ain't going to sign with us. He's going to take the $300 million somewhere, probably be on the West Coast. He's a California kid. 2025, 2026 is our window. I think we win a World Series before we win an NBA championship. So I guess my sip turned into a chug.
I was like,
or is it a
spit turned into a spit.
Yeah,
Spit it
Where
right
is
back
this
out.
going? Where is this going?
It's a
Spit
spit
that
and a
back
chug. I'm trifecta.
He saved it all. He did it all.
All right. How about if the Cavs win or if the Guardians win a championship, me or you have to chug a word salad?
We have to chug what? A word salad?
Yeah.
Kamala Harris? Is that what that is?
All right.
Oh,
Ed, that was a fantastic spit.
Oh, no. Thank you guys
Learned a
for
lot.
participating.
Okay. I want you to put our guest under the pressure. So I'm going to turn it back to you.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Jessica. It's time for the hottest new segment in all of Cleveland podcasting, and that is Rapid Fire, and you're going under it right now. You will have 3 seconds to answer. I just need a yes or no answer until we get to the final question, and then you can kind of expound on that. You'll know when we get there. Are you ready?
Sure. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Glad the Brown season is over.
Yes.
Brown should have fired Stefanski.
No.
Brown should have fired Barry.
No.
Browns need to draft a QB at 2.
No.
Brown should trade Myles Garrett.
No. Are you crazy?
Andy should not renew his Brown season tickets.
No.
The Browns are far away from contending for a Super Bowl.
Yes.
The Cavs will win the title.
No.
The Guardians will win the division.
Yes.
Tulsa is a great sports town.
Yes.
And finally, is Oklahoma okay?
Oklahoma is okay. Yes.
And that is
Okay.
rapid fire.
We've got a lot of minor league teams here. You know, we've got a hockey team, we've got a baseball team, we've got
Arena football,
arena
I
football,
believe.
which is what I'm wearing
Yeah.
my shirt for right now. Excited that's going to be starting pretty soon. So we've got some stuff to do here. We've got a soccer team. We got a lot of sports things. I don't think everyone would they call it a great sports town, but we have a lot of sporting events. It's great when you have kids.
Yeah,
A lot
well, that's
cheaper
kind
than
of what
going
I
to
was alluding
professional
to.
stuff.
I lived in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and obviously it's more of a like a Toledo or whatever like that. And some of those smaller towns per se, they're great sports towns. I mean, they really are, and a great accessibility for kids and everything like that with some of the programs and teams like that. So no, I've always heard good things about Tulsa, Oklahoma. So good stuff.
Yeah, well, we have TU here too. Pretty good college football team. People enjoy doing the college stuff here with them, and ORU. ORU has some stuff going on too. So.
Nice.
Okay, now 2 weeks ago when Nurse Kim and Heather was on, we did when Nurse Kim and Heather were on, we did a little football pool where the 5 of us made football picks, and I think we got the Ohio State pick right, which I think was Ed's, and then we got the other 4 completely wrong. We went 0-4 on the other 4.
We would have won, Jessica. These guys are bringing me down here.
So apparently what you should do, we're all gonna make picks on this week's game. Apparently what the audience should do is go with Ed's pick.
Yeah.
Although you haven't really proven NFL ability. And we're gonna
that's tough. The NFL's a different animal.
maybe just go the opposite of all 4 picks. And then put $1 on it. When you make like $16, you could throw it in the comments. It'll be hilarious. So retweet it at us, whatever. Point is, we've got 2 games, which means we have 2 spreads and we have 2 over-unders. So I want the 4 of us to go around the horn and we're going to bet these, but I want to make it a little bit fun. So I created a randomizer on my computer. So whenever Jessica says stop, I will stop.
Stop.
Okay. So the lowest
starting is, so I guess I'll just see I'll stop at some
you're gonna
random time in the next hour.
You randomly get to call the spread because you got the lowest number.
Yeah.
You got the Washington Commanders against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are giving 6.5 points. Who do you like?
Give me Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I think they're going to, keep it closer than 6.5.
Okay. And then the second person is actually Jessica. So now, Jessica, you get to pick the over-under in this game, which is 47.5 points. So do you think there'll be 48 or more or 47 or less? And also, you should think about this. Ed said the Commanders are going to win. So if the Commanders cover or win the game, do you think that means Philly couldn't score, or does that mean it was a shootout?
I always hope for a shootout. So
going over. I like.
Yeah.
I like that because I think if the Eagles cover that spread, I think it's going to be because Commanders can't get enough done.
Right. I'm with you, Andy. I'm with you. And plus the Detroit Lions, they gave up 45 points to the Commanders. I think they can score. So I'm with that.
Right. Commanders scored 28 points in a quarter.
I know. They don't punt. They never punt.
Now, the next one actually is Roger. You get to pick the spread between the Bills and the Chiefs. It's a 1.5. The Chiefs are a 1.5 favorite. A lot of people think the Chiefs aren't the Goliath. The refs love to give calls.
Yeah, but you got Andy Reid blowing the referees on the sideline. You got
is there an AI picture of that?
Andy Reid
kissing refs.
Patrick Mahomes' wife is sleeping with them.
Oh my God.
Dawg Chug exclusive.
Man,
beyond that though, Candy Corn makes a good point.
Where's the game's in Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City. It's in Kansas City.
Kansas
by the
City,
way-
the weather.
It's like a 3-point difference if it, depending on which team is hosting. So
Yeah.
it almost feels like it's a even game.
And I would agree with
Yeah,
that.
it feels like an even game. They don't cover. The Bills win in Kansas City by 3.
Wow.
Should we take the money line on that to get a little bit extra juice? Now I'm gonna split the money we make 4 ways. So should we take?
I almost think we should. Why not? I
Should we
mean,
take the point, or should we just do the money line?
I say money line.
Roger, it's up to
You guys decide, man. Money line, I think.
Now
I
here's
think the Bills
thing.
are going to beat them.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, if
Okay,
you think they're
money
going to do it, I agree with that, Roger. Yeah.
All right,
I
now
want them to do it.
yeah,
That's what I
think the
want to have
entire-
happen.
I think the entire world outside of Missouri is
Pretty
really
yeah. Yeah.
Even there's even people in
that live
Kansas that want
City
them.
is like, please, Buffalo.
I'm sick of these guys.
All right. Interestingly enough, the other game, the Buffalo Bills Kansas City games at 47.5, 47.5. So I'm going to go under.
I agree with that too.
feel
I agree
like-
with that.
This is going to be a sloppy game.
Yep.
A lot of, Mahomes trying to get the call as he's, is going out of bounds, and then he runs into the player, so he gets the call. I think the refs are I think there's too much visibility here. So I think they're not going to give him those calls, which is going to stall Kansas City's offense. So I'm going to take the under on this game.
Nice.
So we have a
Nice.
bet. Let's see. It's 4-game parlay. It is plus 1,000. I'm going to put $25 on it. So we're going to win $271.49, which I'm going to split with the 4 of us if this all hits. Let's go.
You know, Andy, this is the problem.
right.
I feel
Hey,
good. I feel
put
good. I
that
feel
into-
too good.
Put that in the chat so I remember. So I can screenshot it.
Yeah, put it in there so I remember next time you ask me. when
We're
I'm
going
watching
0
Dawg
for 4.
Chug.
We're going 0 for 4 because we feel good. This
Okay.
feels too good.
Okay.
There or whatever. We got that. You can screenshot that and see how much I have in my account. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is if we win that, we'll all do something fun with the money. And by the way,
Yeah.
if any of us lose our individual pick, I think there should be a penalty.
Punishments.
Now, it doesn't have to be because I didn't set it up that way, but I think you should go on and at least drink a Mountain Dew or a beer or whatever you want, a glass of water if that's what you want, and talk about how you let your team down. I think that's what
Make a video.
I would do that.
Accountability. Take accountability.
Yeah.
Do you want like a video saying that we let the team down?
A shame video. A shame
I-
video.
like I
Shame video.
we could have made, but I picked the over and the
Yeah.
under came in. I feel bad, so I'm going to chug this glass of water, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Videos are gonna.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All
And it should probably be posted the night of the game so that, doesn't, because too often we have like Steeler fans down here and then they post a video like 3 weeks later. It's lame.
When's the game? When's the
Sunday.
game?
They're actually on Sunday, so it's pretty easy.
They both play Sunday, right?
We'll play Sunday.
3:30 and 6:30, I believe. 3:30.
Yeah.
What a great day that I love. Oh, I love
Yeah.
I had
it.
to write that
Championship
down, so don't forget I
Sunday,
need to hope for the over in the the Commanders Eagles game.
All right. With that, I think we've
We're
covered
gonna win.
all-
We don't have to worry about that. We're gonna win.
Yeah.
We're
Wouldn't
gonna
it be
break the
amazing?
curse of the greatest
finally
fool
win?
never won, and we're gonna win.
Yeah. 3. Oh, sorry, Candy Corn.
And-
3 and 6:30 instead of 3. Sorry. I apologize.
I'm gonna donate my money to make Dawg Chug t-shirts we can give away. That's where my money's going.
I thought about wearing my Dawg Chug t-shirt and I didn't.
Well,
Just it's hanging in
Well,
the closet. I
You're
think
the only person that has one, so
it's possible. Well, I'm definitely not drinking out of a Dawg Chug glass because someone forgot to bring it when I went to visit in Ohio.
Well, he's a preteen.
I don't have any. Ross got them.
No,
all.
Ross
Mine
was supposed to bring it and he forgot.
Andy gave mine away to some guy at the burrito barbecue.
did I? Sounds like something I would do. I tried to
Yeah,
get more,
that sounds about right.
I tried to get more of
TJ.
those glasses, and the guy that Ross worked with was a task. Oh my god, he was very obnoxious. But we'll get those soon because you got to be drinking out of the Dawg Chug glasses. Anyway, this has been an amazing Dawg Chug, and I think this has been my favorite episode of the Dawg Chug of the new year.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man.
No
Yeah.
disrespect to Elfman, because I didn't even watch that one.
I mean, he's become a superstar after this, right, Roger? He's walking in Florida, got alligators asking for his autograph. That's how famous
That one probably was better than this one. I just didn't happen to watch it yet. So, but yeah,
That was great, man.
Jessica, this was so much fun. I'm so glad you came back. Please, please,
To be here.
please come back more often than a year from now. That's all I got to say. Because you're the best.
Well, thank you. It's been fun, guys.
Next time you come on, I'm going to do 4 Spit Sip Jug baseball, Cav questions so that you just give the answer. I don't fucking care. That was hilarious.
Well, we're going to research Tulsa football and all 4 of them. Hey, I got some plugs. I got to do these, man. The Lineman Lounge, I was on with these guys. Like I said, I'm just a casual. These guys know football. They did some really great breakdowns. I gave some really bad answers for mine. But go check those guys out. The Lineman Lounge. Shirtless, sleeveless Mike was there. And his buddy, his partner, Evo, he's a Minnesota Viking fan. And this
That's
dude
my
knows
husband.
football. He's going to come. We're going to have him here in Dawg Chug. And then coming up, I'm going to be with TJ McKinley on the TJ McKinley, the podcast squad. And both of these guys, TJ and the guys at the Lineman, want you guys to come on their shows. So I want to plug those. Look out for TJ McKinley. Look out for the Lineman Lounge. Andy and Ed will be coming on briefly, visiting those shows.
Nice.
They're going to be DMing you. So
we love it. Cannot wait for that. And
and TJ McKinley, he's going to be here on the 12th. He's coming to visit Dawg Chug on February 12th. So
Nice.
we got that.
Oh,
And we never met him. He's a new guy in podcasting. And, we're looking forward to it.
Yes, Ed.
I want to personally thank you, Andy. I want to personally thank you. My parting shots for the show. I want to thank you. Obviously, I'm very proud and happy for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But you said something. We got into a conversation about a month ago, and you said you got mad at me. And you said enjoy the journey. And I just want to say this: yes, wearing this championship T-shirt and all the thrills and frills and all the fun of Ohio State winning. Yes, but I'll tell you what, it's this run that we went on. I'll never forget it. And, my family has gone through some stuff this past month. And, me and my son got to bond more. And, he watched every single game with the Tennessee game, Oregon, Texas, and obviously Notre Dame. And the memories that I made with him, I'll never forget. So, Andy, I want to thank you to never, ever forget about the journey. But I will say one thing, Andy, it sure as hell feels better when you win. And that's part of it, too. So, come on, Cavs, you're next. Let's go.
Nice. All right. Jessica, have you ever seen a longer outro than what you're experiencing right now?
I probably have. I was thinking, so let's talk about shows under an hour. Not this one. Not this one.
We're having
Sure,
too much fun with you. When you have a great guest on, you go over an hour. That's how that
Thank
works.
you.
Anyway,
We got James next week. Next week is James. Our buddy James is coming on.
nice. We love
Everybody
James.
knows James. Yeah.
Can't wait for that. And drink if you got them. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.